Good morning, Namaskar. We are going to study the Ashtavakra Samhita. This is the first Saturday of the month, and we will be studying this scripture. Usually we do it in the Hindu temple of Lemont, but in the present situation that we will be giving the class from here itself. So as we usually start, let us begin with this verse, the first verse of the Ashtavakra, first chapter, 12th verse of the Ashtavakra Samhita. It says, Atma Shakshi Vibhu Purna Eka Mukta Chidakriya Asango Nispriha Shanto Brahmat Samsara Baniba. This the self is the witness, Atma Shakshi, and it is all pervading, Vibhu, and it is perfect, Purna. It is one without second, and it is Mukta, free, and it is Chit and also Akriya. Chit means the consciousness, and Akriya, no Kriya, no action, and naturally whatever is happening, it has nothing to do with that. So unattached. Asango Nispriha Shanta, and it is Nispriha, desireless, and quiet, Shanta. So this is the, we can say, the definition of the Atman that we are going to realize. And in this book we are learning how to realize the Atman, which is the self. We have already studied the chapter 13, and now today we will have the chapter 14, and if time permits we will go to chapter 15 also. And as you know, if possible and if you like, you can ask questions, as because this facility is there, and you can ask question in the computer itself, and we will read it out and then try to give the answer if it is possible. So this Ashtavakra, in the chapter 13, the happiness has been discussed. Who is happy? The Shishya, Janaka. And Janaka, he learned this knowledge from his guru Ashtavakra, and then this Janaka, he is expressing to his guru that he has realized the Brahman. How he will express that I have realized the Brahman? How he will convince his guru that it has already been done? So he is expressing that I am happy. So one thing we can understand, the realization of Brahman is that the expression comes through happiness. And this happiness, this joy, does not depend on anything external. It is from the internal, the knowledge it comes. So he has already expressed his happiness, trying to convince his guru that I have realized the Brahman taught by you. So that is the way. Now once again the same Janaka, only in 4 verses he will speak about the tranquility. What is this tranquility? The 5th verse of the chapter 13, Artha Anartho Name. The 5th verse of the 13th chapter, it says, Artha Anartho Name. Good or bad results do not affect me, nor me. Little, it's not in a poetical way it is going to express. So obviously it is not just a statement he is giving, but he is expressing the statement, the truth, in a different way. He is telling Artha Anartho. Artha and anartha, these two words means good and bad, success and failure. Now me, it is not attached to me. I have nothing to do with that. Any work that I am doing, whether I am successful or I am failure, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't affect me, but I am sincerely performing that. That is the teaching. I am sincerely attending to that duty that I have been given, performing the work, but unattached. Artha anartho nami. I am not attached to any action. Tishtan gachan swapan. In the 13th chapter we find that Tishtan, Gachan and Sapan. Three different conditions. So when I am staying, when I am moving and when I am sleeping. So when I am active, when I am inactive and when I am completely detached from the body and in the dream world I am sleeping, whether I stay, move or sleep, I am always happy. So this is the key note. I am always happy, whether I am staying, whether I am moving or whether I am dreaming. Now in this condition all over the world, people are inside the house, inside the room. So different type of expressions are coming that they are not satisfied. The one gentleman has written, giving that dialogue between him and his dog, and he was feeling bored and he was expressing that. So the dog told him, now you will understand why I chew your the wooden furniture. So when I am there inside the room constantly, I get bored, so I go on cutting this thing and that thing inside the room. So this is the expression. But for a jnani, wherever he is, in whatever condition he is always happy. So this proves, so this is the proof that the Janaka, the disciple, he is giving to his teacher, Ashtavakra. Then in one word what we can say, what is the basis of happiness? Unattachment. It's not doing the work, not performing the work, no. Performing the work, doing the work, sincerely doing it, but only thing unattached. And what is this unattached means? Not affected by the result of the work that we have done. So this is work we are bound to do. Work bring good and bad result. Happiness and misery are associated with the mind. So work we are doing with what? The body and the mind. And then afterwards the effect of the work is coming on the mind. If I can disassociate, so behind every action or non-action, a desire remains, and that is happiness. So there is the explanation. The happiness is at the back of every work. Otherwise, you cannot work. So I think I told you, many of you know it, that when I was a probationer, a novice, and I joined this Ramakrishna order, I was in Cherrapunji, and they asked me to go for marketing, for the whole month marketing is to do, because the ashrama was in a very difficult, secluded place. Now Cherrapunji is very good road and easily approachable, easily people can go. In our time, in 75, 76, it was very difficult. So morning we went and did the marketing and went back, but after the driving, the jeep was also very bad. Early morning we started and returned back in the dead of night. And as because I was a brahmachari, I was not allowed to eat in the restaurant, in the hotel. So whole day I fasted, that took some fruits and like that. When I came back, I found there was no one to receive me. Of course, it was almost at night. and only one plate was left on the table, and I had to share it with the driver because driver was not having anything. So all these things, and the next morning the in-charge Swami, after the prayer, in-charge Swami called me. Instead of telling whether you have taken good food or not, the rest was all right or not, he started, oh, why you have purchased this much, this thing, this is not necessary, this, all this. Almost in all the items that I purchased, I was criticized. So I felt very bad. A young mind, it was naturally, so I felt very bad. Then afterwards, in the afternoon, the Swami called me and he told, so you are not happy because I didn't praise you for your work, right? So behind the action, that is the happiness you wanted. And if you want the happiness, the misery and the suffering will also follow. So why don't you give it to God? Other people are not appreciating me, but I have tried my best. I have performed the work that was to the best of my capacity. If you follow this, whole life you will be happy, or otherwise this little happiness because of the appreciation, then misery because the people are not appreciating, it will continue. Be careful. So that is the monastic teaching, monastic training. Very first thing in the life is work you must have to do. Some people, some organizations say, so no, they are not working. No, it is not possible. They are cooking for their food. They are cleaning. They are doing the different things they do. And what the Ramakrishna mission? For themselves and for the betterment of others. As yesterday I was telling, Atmana Moksha Jagat Hita, for the liberation of one's own self and for the betterment of the others in the world. So that is our motto, the Ramakrishna mission motto. And basis of this is detachment. So that is the main idea. In the 13th chapter, we heard from the great disciple Janaka. And the Janaka, he was telling that he was Rajarshi. See, the title that was given to him, Raja plus Rishi. Raja means as an administrator. So we can imagine so many different types of work and the responsibility he was having. At the same time, he was a Rishi. He was detached. The two different characteristics, two different combination, exactly opposite thing, but combined in one person. That means it is possible. So Raja and Rishi, this Rajarshi, this Janaka, his actions as a king was completely different than the Rishi. And then as a Rishi, completely different than the king. But how this together? Because he was completely unattached. Whatever he was doing as his duty, as his responsibility, he was doing it sincerely. But he was not expecting any result out of result means the praise and the blame. He was not affected by that. When I am feeding some people, they are all happy, that is the result. But when those people are appreciating me, that is a result for my work. Or criticizing me, the result for my work. So this appreciation or criticism, if I don't expect anything, what happens? Exactly like that. Then happiness, Shubha Shubhe Bihaya Asmat Aham Ase Yatha Sukham. Subha Asubhe Bihaya. Bihaya means giving up. Shubha, the good, Ashubha, the bad, the criticism or the praise, and then Tasmat Aham Ase. After Bihaya, after giving up, I am residing Yatha Sukham, very happily. So this happily we should have to live, because happiness is our goal. Janaka is a great disciple, we know, and his teacher was Ashtabakra Muni. He then told about the Shanti, the tranquility he achieved. First, he told his guru, please don't doubt about my achievement, because the achievement of the self-realization you cannot express. How? You cannot say, God, I have seen this and that. No, not like that. If he goes to his guru, oh teacher, that these are my experiences, some he can say. But about the realization of the Atman is completely so subjective. You cannot express it. Again, there's a story in the Upanishad. The two brothers went to learn Vedanta, and after a few years, both of them, they came back. Then the father, in those days, the kings were also realized souls, very highly the spiritual people. So the advanced people. He was asking his two sons, can you please tell me something about the Brahman? The elder son went on quoting from different slokas, verses, and reference was given. And when he asked to his younger one, he remained quiet, but his face was beaming with joy. Then the father told, you have truly understood. So it is inner experience, but now the guru is interested to understand whether his disciple, the Janaka, has understood him properly or not, realized it properly or not. Those who are regularly studying this book and following this lecture, this the fragrance of Vedanta, that I have given the name. This is the fragrance of Vedanta, and we are taking one after another books and studying the Viveka Chudamani, now the Ashtabakra Samhita, maybe afterwards another book I will take. So this is under this we are the fragrance of Vedanta. And what is that? It is Ashtabakra Samhita, the disciple and the guru dialogue. Who is the guru? The famous, the great Ashtabakra. And who is the disciple? Janaka, the Rajarshi. And they started with this, the one can realize Brahman in a blink. So Janaka wanted to know from his guru Ashtabakra, is it true? Then he said, yes, it is possible, but you have to wait till I come back. But before that, you donate me, because as a guru, you have to give me your pranami, as we call it, your respect. And what you are going to give? Then the Janaka, that you have heard it, that Janaka said, I give this whole country, this I am ruling, and I give this body and mind that I am having at your feet. Then the Guru told, good, wait here, I am coming back. And the Guru went, and he took long time to return. In the meantime, what happened? Look at this, the story, how it goes. In the meantime, Janaka was bored. Why I am waiting and waiting. Then next thought came, no, I cannot express like that. I cannot feel. I should not feel. Why? I don't have mind. I have given that mind to my Guru. Why should I think in this way? And I should not feel pain in the body, because I have given to my Guru. And whatever is happening in this country now that I am ruling, that also I should not think now, because I have given it to my Guru. Everything I have given, I have donated, I have offered. So what is remaining with me? Nothing. So in that condition, when his mind became completely tranquil, no activity, no action, neither pain nor happiness, then what happened? When the mind is completely detached from the worldly objects, the kingdom, the body, the mind, all worldly objects, it becomes still. Then automatically that the knowledge of the self, which is already there, that manifested. And it manifested of itself. When the dirt is removed, you can see the reflection on the mirror. Because of the dirt, mirror is there. Reflection is possible. Only you have to remove the dirt. And what is that dirt? Attachment to the worldly objects. How the attachment come? Because I sense. I am doing it. The Janaka, see the teaching, Ashtavakra didn't say anything. Only took out all those things. But the sincerity of the Janaka, as I have given this body and mind at the feet of my Guru, no question whether he comes back or not, whether I am going to realize or not, whether I have been cheated or not, no thinking. I have given means given. So that is the idea. So here then the Guru wanted to know, and in the 13th chapter we learned that he expressed the happiness, and in this 14th chapter he is talking about the Shanti. Only 4 verses. Only 4 verses. And he will say, Chatushtayam. These 4 verses are known as Shanti Chatushtayam. And how? Prakritya Shunna Chittuya Pramadat Bhava Bhavanaha Nidrito Bodhita Eva Sheena Shamsmarano Hi Saha. 14, the first verse. He who by nature, Prakritya, is empty-minded, Shunna Chittoya, Prakritya by nature, Shunna Chitta, completely empty-minded. What do you mean by empty-minded if we say? Empty-minded means there is no I sense. When I am having that I bhavana, I sense, then attachment with the I brings the whole world. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, instead of telling any other things, he said, remove that rascal I. And that I, he made it in 2 ways. That is a unripe ego and a ripe ego. What is that unripe ego? The I that is associated with this body and mind. And the ripe ego, I associated with the God. That is called unripe and ripe. Here it says Shunna Chitta. Chitta means, as we know, Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahamkara. Chitta is the repository. Chitta is the store. And in the Chitta, the past karmas, present karma, all are stored. So when the Chitta is Sunya, in the store there is nothing. Right this moment, if we go to learn meditation, sometimes I can make my mind completely free. And that I get the joy, but that is temporary. Why? With that particular moment I could control the mind, I could empty my mind. But what about the store? The moment I come out from the meditation, from the store, once again all the supply comes and your shop is full. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is telling in this way, the people of the bad nature, they do very many bad things, selfish deed, and they think if we go and bathe in the Ganga, they will be free. That is true. It says that if you go and bathe in the Ganga, all your sins are taken away by the Ganga, washed away. So they go, but their sins, the moment he is going down in the Ganga, and the sins, they wait on the ghat. Sri Ramakrishna is telling there was a tree, and the sins, they went on the branches of the tree and waited for the man to come up. So the man went and bathed, and he thought that everything is over. Moment he came up, all the sins jumped on him, and settle. What is this meaning? Meaning means for temporarily, when you go to listen to a discourse, you are meditating, sometimes the mind is clear and immediately the joy comes. But that is nothing. That is temporary only. What about the chitta, the store? So here it says, prakritya, by nature, no effort, it is natural. Shunna chittoya, pramadat bhava bhavanaha, and inadvertently thinks about the worldly objects. Pramadat. Pramada means just by mistake. Just a mistake I do something. I was driving, suppose a person is driving, and he found that the other cars are passing very fast from both the sides, and he thinks, why I should also. So he started the speeding up. This is called pramada. Others are going, let them go. Maybe they are in hurry, they have to reach there, some time is there. So they are going in that way. Oh, I don't need that. So that thought goes away. It's a pramada. And I see something and get immediately attracted to that. Why those people are keeping those? There must be something. I don't think in that way. That just instantly I take the decision and make a great mistake. That is called pramada. Pramadat bhava bhavanaha. And what he is thinking about? The worldly things, worldly objects. Like a person from the sleep, in the sleep, free from the worldly thought, do think about worldly objects while awake, without attachment. Then the person, he was sleeping, when he gets up, he sees the other things, he looks at that, but he is not attached to that at that moment. Look, he is trying to give the example. So what is the cause of suffering? Again, attachment to worldly objects. Why it is always the suffering? Because it is temporary. That is the reason. Friends, if you don't mind, just one or two things that is coming to my mind. Some people, they came to America to work, and when they came, got the job, they were so happy. You can understand, from an underdeveloped country, they are coming to a very advanced country. Naturally, their friends and relatives, some felt happy, some felt jealous. Things happen like that. But now, present situation, when everything is closed, I heard many of them, they are losing their job, they are going back. What is the situation now? So when they came to this, so the worldly object means very temporary. We do not know what is happening and when it is going to happen. Even the king will also die. The best doctors, best medicines, everything may be there, but the death is inevitable, temporary. The moment I am born, the day of my death is also fixed. We have to understand this. So this temporary world, and if we think I am going to enjoy this permanently, what happens? Suffering. So this is the way it always goes. We expect that the children will be just like me, they will listen to me, they will serve me, they will be always with me. But when it is not happening, because every individual is having his own personality. So they go for study to outside, or the working, or he marry and then settle somewhere. The parents, they suffer. Now what happened? When the child was born, they were so happy, and then started dreaming. And when the dream breaks, what is that? Suffering. So why it is? Because of the attachment. And because we think these worldly objects are permanent. Always, every time, these happen. Sometimes someone got in office a position, he forgets that it is temporary. Maybe 10 years, maybe 25 years, maybe 30 years, maybe more than that. Even then, one day will come that you have to give up that job and come and retire. Temporary. So we have to remember, those who wants to have the happiness, peace, you have to keep your mind tranquil. How? By constantly remembering this world is nothing but different temporary things. Enjoy the world, but with this mind. That is why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna again, he has covered everything. He said, when you are going to break the jackfruit, you must apply oil, lubrication in your hand. Otherwise, the sticky things from the jackfruit will ruin your skin. So this is the way. If we know the truth, then we go to the world and perform everything. I am marrying, I am settling down as a householder, I am working, I am doing the business, earning a lot of money, no problem. Only don't be attached to that. And the moment a person is attached to his property, his wealth and his health, he suffers and suffers. Some they understand, they learn from that, and some do not. Again in the next birth they come, again they begin with their suffering. So here the Ashtavakra and the Janaka conversation, it says, Janaka says, Prakritya shunna chittoya pramadat bhava bhavanaha nidrito bodhita eva sheena samsmarana hi saha. Now this way, attachment to worldly objects, one whose mind is free from desire to worldly objects, he enjoys and the peace and tranquility. Next it goes to the second verse. Ka dhanani, ka mitrani, kame vishayad syaba, ka shastram, ka cha vigyanam, yada me galita spriha. What wonderfully it is expressing galita spriha. The spriha means desire, galita, it is melted. When there is no desire at all, then what got dhanani? The lot of wealth is there, but I don't need. Then ka mitrani, all my friends and particularly people, they always try to develop the friendship with the high and powerful the people in the society. The one gentleman who was telling, I was in a school in the Ramakrishna Mission, and our school is very famous. It make good result and all. But this man is a very rich man, the businessman. Then he was telling, will you take my grandson in your school? I told, sir, it is possible if he is successful in our admission test. Then he said, no, you won't be in your admission test, I know. But you know, I will never send my son or grandson to your school. Why? Because we are rich people. We should send our children to those schools where other rich people's children are there. So they developed friendship with another rich person. So look at the calculation. It is not the knowledge. It is only the next generation, they will be connected with each other because they will grow in a school. So that family rich boy and this family rich boy, they will be friends, and when they grow up, they will be, so like this all calculation is there. Then I was thinking, oh my God, I never thought in this way. Knowledge is knowledge. But they calculate in this way, and then they move. Not for the, why? Because they think this world is permanent and he has already enjoyed, and he should also give it down to his next generation. The same thing. Why? Because they are thinking this is the world is only thing and I must enjoy it. After the world nothing is there. So my family also after me should have all the facilities that I have enjoyed, I have acquired. And they should also develop it, and develop it. That is the worldly mentality. For them, Ashtavakra Samhita is not the spiritual, this Vedanta. The Vedanta for those who have overcome those stages, this wrong understanding. So here only those who have understood the world is temporary and this is not going to give me the permanent joy and I need the permanent joy, and then he will say, my desire has been melted. There is no desire at all. And if there is no desire, kah dhanani, what I am going to get with this, the riches, kah mitrani. So why should I have to have so many friends in this world? Because I don't need anything from them. Kame vishayat syaba. That this way, ka shastram, kacha vijnanam. Then it goes in a very higher way. What the scripture is going to teach me? God realization, self realization, that is what, and then now we are studying. The scripture is teaching only what is God, what is the self, and how to realize it. I don't need it. We have to understand this point. I don't need even God realization. I don't have any desire. Why? Because I am He. When I am that Brahman, why unnecessarily I should try to realize Brahman? Well, I am that. So, ka shastram, what is the necessary for the scripture? Kacha vijnanam, cha means and then also, vijnanam, the realization, yada, as because, me galita spriha, as because all my desires are completely melted. When there is no desire, means there is no ego. And when there is no ego, then what happens? When there is no ego, what remains there? The consciousness. Only two things are there. One is consciousness, which we sometimes call as God. Another, the play, we can say divine play, the God has created through His power that is known as Maya, and that is world. So, world and also the God. Now, whom we want? The Creator or His creation. If we have the Creator, we have everything. Anytime He can create. So, here it says, the sign of a self-realized person is free from desire. The sadhu, we always sometimes discuss who is a monk, who is a good monk, and whom I will understand that he is truly a good person. No desire, no selfish motive, no desire for name, fame, money or anything. A great Swami passed away, then afterwards people found lot of wealth under his bed. So how can he say like that? So this is in the temple, they are constantly accumulating wealth without utilizing that for the benefit of the others. Is that religion? I don't think. Why? The basic thing they are not understanding, this world is temporary. Then for whom I am collecting this wealth? For the maintenance of the organization, you need a little. But after that, beyond that, excess that, what you are going to do? Give it back to the society. Give it to those people who need it. That is the true way to approach to the religion. Otherwise, we make great mistake. We go on constructing temple, big temples, spending lot of money. For whom? Of course, there are temples are necessary, churches are necessary, but all around people are suffering. Why? The basic thing we miss. Those who are constructing temple and they are thinking this is permanent. Of course it will be permanent. How many years? 1,000 years. And after the 1,000 years, people will come and they will research on that building. Oh, this building was like this. Maybe some people lived over here. Where were you? So this is the way we have to think. This, because he has already realized the self, he does not need even scriptures, which are the guidebooks of the self-realization. His desire for self-realization will also not be there because he has already achieved it. This is the only thing. So if we look at the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, we find all these expressions present in that life. In the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that is the reason those who have studied the scripture, now if they put that particular character, the life, we find everything manifested in that particular person. There is no desire at all, nothing. In the beginning he was showing to teachers that one should cry for God day and night. Then after the realization of the God, nothing remains. Just he is living and just happy, that much. One is sometimes the Sri Ramakrishna has given the example, a child is very full with the child has drank the milk and full, very happy, sleeping. Sometimes it will make some sound, that much. That sound, sometimes it will cry, or sometimes it will smile or make a sound. That is nothing, because there is no desire. So what we learn from the second verse, kah dhanani, kah mitrani, kame vishayat sabha, kah shastran, kacha vijnanam, yada me galita spriha. So ultimately, if the all desires are gone, then you are completely free. Vijnate shakshi purushe paramatmani cha ishare nairashe bandha mokshe cha nachinta muktaye manaha. This, it says, the joy of the realized soul is expressed here. Vijnate shakshi purushe paramatmani cha ishare. So when we find that, since I have already realized the Supreme Self, Shakshi Purusha, Vijnate. So who is the witness? Again and again in the Hindu scripture we will find the witness, the word the witness has been used. What is this witness? He is observing everything but not reacting for anything. So that is called the witness. The witness is just observing it and doing nothing. Like a tree, under which tree some people are sitting and chatting, some people are planning for the future project, some children are playing, some are sleeping and taking that rest. Tree has nothing to do. Quietly it is standing over there. Similarly, a realized self, he looks at this world, so many things are going on, happening, but it has no reaction. That is called Shakshi. So that particular condition we have given to the God, to the self. It's just like the Shakshi, it does nothing. So since the one who has realized that Supreme Self, who is like the Shakshi, witness, and the Lord, the Ishvara, free from the thought of bondage and liberation, and feel no anxiety for emancipation. Anxiety for emancipation, mukti akankha. The mukti akankha, that is also will go away from the mind when he is completely free from that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling in this way that suppose you like to reach to a particular place. So naturally you will inquire in the locality, is there anyone who has already visited that place? Then you find someone. Then you will go to him and he said, no, I don't have time to talk to you, come tomorrow. You will again go to him for tomorrow and then meet him. Somehow you will get the guide, and then you make a map. So this is the way I'll go. If after traveling this many miles, I am going to reach over there, and this is the landmark. From there another, from there another, from there another. Like that I am going to reach to the goal, the place that I am going to travel. So in the beginning, so much of preparation, so much of anxiety, and the moment you are coming to the point where roads are crossing, you are anxious. Which road I should go? You open the map. Then you no, I should go to left, because they say that you will see these are the things. So I am seeing those things in the left, so I should travel to it. So with a great anxiety you go. Then when you reach to the goal, ultimate the address, then what happened? You throw the map. You don't need that. So scripture is helping us till we realize God. And after the realization of the God, we don't hanker for realization again. After the reaching to that place, we don't hanker or feel anxiety to reach there, because we are already there. The beautiful expression. No anxiety, no problem at all for them. So that is the expression. Vigyate sakshi purushe, paramatmani cha ishare, nairashye bandha mokte cha, not chinta muktaye manaha, and not even the desire. For a person of self-realization, there remains no duality, like the pure and impure, good and bad, secular or sacred. No duality. And when there is no duality, when it is only one, you can understand the satisfaction, the calmness. So that is exactly, and in the introduction to the complete works of Swami Vivekananda, Sister Nivedita, he used a word, a sentence about Swami Vivekananda. For him, there is no secular or sacred, because it was only one. He saw everything Brahman. He saw nothing but the manifestation of the consciousness everywhere, the secular and sacred. As long as we are having this duality, conception of the duality, we are always very in anxiety. So whatever I am doing, is it good, is it holy, is it proper? But when you have realized that everything, nothing but the God, that is the wonderful tranquility. In this 14th chapter, the Shishya, the disciple, he is telling the Guru that my mind is now in that tranquility. A realized person can only recognize another realized person. The 4th verse of the 14th chapter, it says, it is very difficult to understand a realized soul, because apparently it will be so natural, so normal. Ma Sharadamani Devi, many of the people they used to come to meet her, to see her, thinking, oh, she is a realized soul. But after coming to her, they will find that she is sweeping, she is cooking, and then talking with the people and her disciple, what are the things they should purchase, preparing the list for the marketing. All these things, as any ordinary the mothers will do, she is doing. So naturally they used to feel, oh, what is this? One lady told even, Mother, I find that you are bound in the Mahamaya. Then what was the comment of the mother? She said, what to do? I am Mahamaya. It is very difficult to understand a realized soul, because only it says in the fourth verse of the 14th chapter, out of the worldly the holy remains as simple as any other ordinary person. So only another realized soul can understand the another realized one. Swami Vivekananda, in one of his letters, he is writing to his direct disciples, even direct disciples, who were the disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He is writing, brothers, you have not recognized Ma Sharada. You have not yet, and you do not know that she is nothing, no one but the goddess Durga, the Shakti, the primal power, and without her grace, nothing can be achieved. Only Vivekananda could understand that. Vivekananda himself was a realized soul, and he could understand. There's a beautiful story that Swami Vijnanananda, as a novice, he came to join, and the Swami Vivekananda took that young boy to Mother. And in those days, the boys, they were not meeting the ladies, so from distance somehow he folded his hand and offered his pranam, respect to the mother. Vivekananda, he was standing at the back and told, Prashan, what you are doing? Hari Prashanna was his name, so Vivekananda used to call him as Prashan. Afterwards, he became the famous Swami Vijnananda, who constructed the Belur Math temple because he was an architect. So, Vivekananda himself showed how to offer pranam to Mother. He lied down on the floor and it showed him, you should do like this. So, it was very difficult to understand the depthness of the Mother's realization. Mother was the primal energy. That's why Sri Ramakrishna again and again told, don't think she is ordinary, she is my power. So friends, this is the 14th chapter. We find that one should, to become a tranquil mind, only thing that we have to develop detachment. How we can develop detachment? By constantly remembering that this world is purely temporary. Whatever the responsibility is coming before me, I will perform it properly and without hankering for the result. Whether people will praise me or blame me, don't bother. I don't care about that. So this way, the knowledge of the self is very, very subtle. Realization becomes very difficult because of Maya's spell. Maya covers the reality and superimpose on it different objects. Agitate the senses to enjoy the objects and thereby take the mind away from the truth. This is the whole game plan of the Maya. So, Scripture is telling us again and again that you should be careful about it. Whatever we see, good things, is nothing but the Maya, and the Maya disturbs our mind, agitate our mind, takes it out to enjoy those objects, and moment we go do that, we are bound. So, fully aware of these dangers on the path of realization, Guru gives cautions to the disciple. And the 15th chapter, and the next we are going to 15th chapter. In the 15th chapter, we find the great Guru Ashtavakra making his disciple Janaka aware of these dangers. We just heard from the Janaka, the disciple, who was trying to convince his Guru, "Sir, don't worry, I have realized Brahman." And he was giving the example that I am completely tranquil because I don't have any desire. And Golita Spriha, my all desires have been melted, all these things. But even like a father, always thinking whether the son will be able to perform or do it or not, all the time the father's heart, mother's heart. So the Guru is also thinking, no, is good, but it is better that I should tell him there are dangers on the path. He should be careful. In the 15th chapter, the Janak, he is teaching Janaka once again. Ashtabakra is telling, see, yatha tatha upadeshena kitartha satta buddhiman ajibam api jigyasu parastatra vimuhati. The first verse, yatha tatha upadeshena, even if the spiritual instruction casually given, even then a man of pure intellect realizes the self. Kitartha satta buddhiman, whose mind is full of sattva, and no impurity is there, no desire for name and fame, no desire for any other thing. The moment you tell that, immediately it will work. He is telling Janaka that this is the basis of realization. Your mind should be completely pure. What is the purity? Again and again, pure and impure. When you think about the world, it is impurity. And when you think about the God, it is pure. So that is purity and impurity. So any object of the world, if it attracts us, then the mind is impure. We won't be able to realize God. And second line it says, Ajibamapi jigyasu. The whole life he is practicing, whole life he is practicing. Jigyashu. He is not worldly minded. He is also trying to understand the truth. Ajibam api jigyasu parastatra vimuhati. He is bewildered. It never reaches over there. So sometimes we find that about our many people, they are good people. They want to realize Brahman, they want to realize God. But today they will go to this person, the next day they will go to another person, and thoroughly confused, and they will say, no, all are same. All are same. But you have to first graduate through one path, become a graduate in that. Then you turn round and see, oh, what others are doing. If you go to this path and then come back, go to another path, do you think you will reach the goal? No. And this is the, now if we give, suppose a pyramid, and there are from different approaches, people are climbing to the top of the pyramid. And I travel through the eastern way, then after traveling half I come back, and then I go to the west, I climb to the west, and after half I come back, then go to the north, then go to the south. Shall I be able to reach the top? No. This is like this. Going to different people, different philosophy, and wasting your energy. Understand one thing, either the path of knowledge, path of devotion, path of karma, and path of dhyana. That's why Swami Vivekananda combined all the four paths. That is the best way to reach God, because our energy in this way we can utilize properly. So in the morning we feel calm and composed, we meditate. Then we go for the worship. Then we work something in the ashrama and for the betterment of others. Then we study. So all the four are there. The dhyana, jnana, bhakti, so everything is there. Ajimamapi jigyasu is going on asking how to reach God, how to reach God, how to realize Brahman. He will never be able to do it. One whose mind is not detached from the worldly of thoughts will not succeed in reaching the goal, even trying the whole life. That we have to understand. Once I have taken this, it is sufficient for me and nothing.
One question has come.
Okay. What is that question?
Somo Sardar says,
ওখান থেকে বলো। Quick. What is the relationship between avatar and the Shakti? Acha. Shakshi. Avatar and the Shakshi. Okay. The Somya Sardar is asking, what is the relationship between avatar and the Shakshi? Oh, just now, yes. The Shakshi and avatar. Avatar, they have already realized the Brahman. They are the power of God. But they are working like ordinary people, living along the ordinary people for the betterment of those people. This is the avatara, dharma sthapana, to establish religion. That is the work of the avatar. But in reality, they are also Shakshi. They are also just witness. Whatever they are doing after that, they are not attached to this. So the relationship is this: in reality, they are Shakshi, they are witness, but apparently they are working to teach us, to guide us to reach the goal. Thank you, Shamya. Good question. So let us conclude now. Then what happens? There ultimately, it is already time over. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayaha. It says in one of the scripture, human mind is properly trained. If the human mind is properly trained, then that mind will take us for liberation. And if not, then it is a cause of suffering, our own mind. So this is the way we have to understand suffering and enjoyment because of my mind. And what is the mind? Thought. Then if I think positively, understand things that way, and practice me that same way, then I am going to be liberated, I am going to enjoy. And if I do not do that, then there is suffering for me. So mind is the cause of our bondage, mind is the cause of our liberation, and one should be careful about the mind. And mind is nothing but the thoughts, and that one should be careful about the thought waves, thought currents that moves on the mind. Thank you, friends. Thank you, devotees. Let us conclude once again by uttering 3 times Shanti. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Peace, peace, peace unto all.